Imagine a place where a world of people come together in the spirit of true community and passion for life. A rare expression of both the individuality and unity that is the kingdom of God. Imagine a place that's a whirlwind of color and sound, of arts, ideas, and fellowship, where music of all styles and genres form the soundtrack for the experience of a lifetime. There is a place like this, a place where people gather from all around the world for an unforgettable 4-day experience. It's a place for the entire family to come and experience the love of Jesus Christ through seminars, art, music, and most of all, the people who attend. This place, unlike any other, is the Cornerstone Festival. Cornerstone is one of those rare events with something for everybody. Here upon the 500-acre campground in central Illinois, you'll find dozens of seminar tents, exhibition halls, art galleries, sports competitions, an independent film festival, and a dozen different music stages. Cornerstone is more than just a music festival. As you're about to see, Cornerstone is full of all kinds of activities for the whole family to enjoy. So no matter what your age, there's something here at Cornerstone just for you. Breakaway is a ministry within Cornerstone made for all teenagers. It's a place where real faith meets real life. Breakaway's speakers address real issues that teens deal with every day, such as faith and what it really means to be a follower of Christ. Every Breakaway session opens with incredible praise and worship, and real-life issues are illustrated with drama from the Breakaway drama team.
Breakaway is a great time of music, drama, and great speakers. The greatest speakers from all over the world come here and speak to students. We have one of them with us today. His name is Mark Matlock. Can you say hi to Mark? Hi. Hey, Mark. The thing that probably distinguishes Mark from any other youth worker, pastor, and speaker is his enthusiasm. Did you see Mark? It's his enthusiasm. That's the Breakaway experience for you, man. Out of my way, 'cause I want to know you more.
It's great to be a kid at the Cornerstone Festival. There are plenty of things to get your hands into, literally. First, there's Outrageous for Kids. Here you get to do things that Mom would never let you do at home, like playing in a bin full of flour and rice. Then you get to create masterpieces on paper or on your face, whichever you prefer. You get to make origami, make pottery from clay, and even grind spices, just like in biblical times. You're never too old for Outrageous Kids. Now head on over to the Creation Station. This is where our young festgoers come to see clowns, puppet shows, jugglers, animals, and educational yet fun drama from the PD crew.
Hope to see you here at Creation Station.
Where you always have so much fun.
And you'll learn about Jesus.
Someone help me comprehend. How am I wanting to have friends? Is now this monster that I feed. It's popularity I need when people think that I'm the
I like the gyros. The pasta's pretty good. They used to have the ostrich burger here a couple years ago, but I haven't seen it around in a while. This is an iced mocha frappe. It's like, I don't know, espresso and iced chocolate.
A chocolate chip cookie dough blizzard with extra chocolate chip cookie dough.
Take a bite there.
very good.
Oh, shucks, there's a lot to like about it. Well, among the things I do like, of course, the music, you don't get this variety of this quality of Christ-centered music anywhere else, Sorry, the other festivals, this is the one. I'm a Cornerstone junkie, yes.
As a family, there's a lot to do. My son enjoyed the Creation Station and the Art Rages, and in a few minutes we're going to go over and do the wall. And we had a lot of fun at the beach, and just fellowshipping as a family and bonding together. We had a great time.
What I like about the festival is just that there's so much love here, and you can just walk around and say hi to anyone you want, and they're totally cool. They just will stop and talk to you, and you can make good friends with them, and it's awesome. Watch this. Shoot over here. Now I can go up to them, and they can be my best friends in the whole world now. So, those guys. Hi guys, what's up?
Hey, not much.
How you doing? Where are you guys from?
Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, see, look at that. Love. Show me love.
This is love.
Love.
Love all you guys.
This is love. Only at Cornerstone can you find this. Only at Cornerstone. God bless y'all, all right?
You too.
There you go.
Ever had any questions along the path of your Christian walk? Are you searching for something deeper or just want to learn something new? Grab your Bibles and notepads and join your fellow seekers in the daily seminars we call Cornerstone U. Cornerstone brings together some of the most dynamic and original thinkers in their respective fields to help you tackle the most challenging questions you have about art, faith, and life. Topics such as social justice, evangelism, courtship, marriage relationships, and filmmaking are covered here at Cornerstone U, plus many, many more. Whether you're looking for answers to deep issues or just wanting to learn more, you'll find just what you're looking for at Cornerstone's thorough and educational seminars. Enjoy a little friendly competition? Well, Cornerstone is the place to be because we have lots of games to keep you busy throughout the day. Start out bright and early with the 5K race. Then try your skills with some 3-on-3 basketball and soccer. Drag your youth group into the team tug of war. Splash your way across Lake Wildwood in a canoe race. After that, come dry off in the sun playing in the volleyball tournament. If you're looking to shred some concrete, head to the skate park with a half-pipe and street course for you serious skaters and bikers. Finally, come and attempt to climb The Rock, where you can see Cornerstone from new heights. So pack your sneakers and come to Cornerstone and get ready to have fun.
Want some sloppy toast?
My name is Andy Linder, and we are attempting to break the largest footbag circle world record here at Cornerstone. What we have to do is, as you can see, we've got people in a large circle and people kicking within the circle, which is all within the rules, and everybody just has to try to hit it one time. It's okay if you drop, it's okay if you miss, and then we got to get their John Hancocks as well here, so to get it officially counted. So we're hoping to break the record of 933 today.
love Cornerstone. You can be so free and express yourself and then enjoy other people expressing themselves, worshiping God, sharing with each other in their own way. My teen boy is with his youth group across from here. I don't have to worry about him. He's having a blast and I know it's safe. I have my daughter here by the children's activities. And there's something for everyone. It's something for, it's great. It's just great.
Cornerstone is just awesome. Like, we talk about it every day, the whole year. It's like our utopia. It's like, God is so alive in everybody here, and you just walk around and you meet hundreds of new people by just saying hi. It's awesome.
I keep coming back to Cornerstone because, of course, you have things like bands, great music, everything looks wonderful, people are nice. But the best thing about Cornerstone is simply the atmosphere.
This is an amazing experience. I've never been to anything like it. There's so many different people. It's amazing to see how so many different kinds of people from all over the country, all over the world actually, have just come together here to worship God. And all the things to do is amazing. All the seminars are amazing. The bands are great, and there are a million things to do. Come.
Everybody comes together. There's 50 kinds of people, and most of the time everybody's gonna be all "Roar!" And here everybody is hugging each other and meeting people. It's great. I've met so many people in the last couple of days. It's great. I've made so many friends. Plus the music's awesome too. Give it a try. Even if it's for one day, you should try it. It's amazing. You'll want to stay the whole week.
Music is what Cornerstone Festival is best known for around the country and around the world. Be prepared to be overwhelmed when you come to Cornerstone and find nearly 300 bands playing on a dozen different stages across the festival grounds. There's music from every genre here at Cornerstone. No matter what your preference is, we have it covered. You can see fresh new artists making their debut at Cornerstone at the New Band Showcase, or see festival favorites at the gallery stage. Feel like mellowing out a little? Then come on down to the acoustic stage. Or you can do just the opposite and bang your head at the HM stage. Like to stay up late? No problem. We have several stages that are just getting started at midnight. Plus a dance club where you can dance till the wee hours of the morning. We even have late night worship music at the beach. Of course, you can also see the biggest names in Christian music at our huge main stage, where you get to see 4 great concerts every night. It's easy to see that Cornerstone is the best place this summer to see all the best music there is to offer. The hardest part will be deciding which bands to see.
I feel so alive.
Great music, great seminars, fun games, and wonderful art and drama. These are the things that make Cornerstone an unforgettable experience for everyone that's ever attended. But the one true focus of the Cornerstone Festival is finding and falling in love with our Creator. Jesus is the heart of Cornerstone, and that's evident in everything that the festival has to offer. It's a place where friendships are made and renewed every year. One where people step out of the everyday world and become a part of a community, which despite all of our diversity, shares one faith, one hope, and one heart. The creative community that is Cornerstone Festival is nothing less than the body of Christ. Each year brings many new experiences for those who come. We've been growing and improving every year since we started in 1984. And will continue to do so as we carry the Cornerstone Festival through the new millennium. So we look forward to seeing you this summer in 2002. For those of you who've never been a part of the experience, we welcome you. For all you regulars out there, you can bet we're looking forward to seeing you again.
summer since 1984, something amazing has happened to thousands of people. Over the span of 4 or 5 days in July, new friendships are formed, old friends are reunited, minds are stretched and challenged, and ears are set to ringing by music of every style and genre. This something is called the Cornerstone Festival, and in July of 2001 it drew over 25,000 people from all across the United States and around the world to the outskirts of Bushnell, Illinois, a small town on the western edge of the state. Over 300 bands on a dozen stages brought forth music of every imaginable style, from classic rock to jazz, from hardcore to acoustic folk, from rap to country, from heavy metal to stuff so experimental and weird it doesn't even have a classification. 300 bands. There was a time not so long ago that there were less than 300 bands and solo artists playing relevant, cutting-edge music from a Christian perspective in the whole world. Now there are more than that at this one event. And there is so much more than music. A wide array of speakers, experts on subjects as diverse as social justice, sexual purity, music ministry, grief, independent filmmaking, and building Christian business principles are gathered each year. It's called Cornerstone U, and for those who are wise enough to take advantage, there are in-depth seminars, forums, and panel discussions that rock the brain as hard as POD rocks the party. What's more, Cornerstone is one of the most comprehensive gatherings of Christians in the arts in the world. From the Outrageous Gallery featuring amazing paintings, photography, and sculpture, to the new Flickerings Film Festival that showed numerous independent films and conducted a series of seminars and panel discussions, Cornerstone is all about redeeming the arts and celebrating our God-given gift of creativity. Whether you are an artist yourself or just someone who loves beauty, this festival will blow your mind. For those who could not make it to Bushnell, CornerstoneFestival.com brought the happenings home via daily on-site reports. In the process of covering as much as possible, over 35 hours of footage was gathered. Now, rescued from the cutting room floor, the Cornerstone Video Scrapbook is born. It's nearly impossible to tell when Cornerstone actually began. Though the official program began on Wednesday, July 4th, there were thousands of people showing up to camp and jam as early as the week before. By the Sunday before the event, there were already thousands of campsites set up, and bands could be heard cranking on the unofficial campsite stages. Though Tuesday wasn't officially in the program, it really was. In 2000, Tooth & Nail Records sponsored the whole day on the 2 encore stages and called it Tooth & Nail Day. This year they did the same thing, cramming 39 bands on 2 stages from 9:15 a.m. until 12:45 a.m. the next day. Over 15 and a half hours of double-barrel rock insanity. There were a few other options of music and venues to check out later in the day on Tuesday. The impromptu stage offered a chance for any band, from established acts like Echoing Green to newcomers, to set up and play. Later in the day, the Cornerstone Magazine stage and the gallery stage also cranked up their lights and PAs. The Jesus People worship team got things going on the gallery stage with some help from Glenn Kaiser and members of Seeds and The Crossing. David Beagle of Fourth Estate demonstrated his amazing musicianship and was followed by The Wayside and one of the year's definite buzz bands, Jacob Stone. Wednesday dawned with beautiful weather, ears ringing, and a growing crowd eager to dive into the official program. The Cornerstone U seminars opened in the morning, the kids program Creation Station got going, the Cornerstone Games occupied the athletically inclined, and all the peripheral stages were set up and ready to go. The music started in earnest at 2 o'clock, simultaneously at the indoor stage, the Decapolis stage, the new band showcase, the acoustic stage, and the label showcase stage. From this point on, there was no turning back. The main stage sits in a natural basin or amphitheater and can accommodate the largest audience at the whole event. The stage kicked off with an inspired solo acoustic set by newcomer and Dove Award winner Kendall Payne. Jam band Waterdeep is a Cornerstone mainstay. Just a few years ago, they debuted with a concert set up adjacent to the shower facilities. This year, for their main stage set, the band performed many of their fans' favorites and did some composing on the fly. Waterdeep's set was cut short by a problem that had been plaguing many of the smaller stages all day. Power failures brought silence to the speaker stacks and delays to the schedule. For a while, Waterdeep tried to keep the main stage crowd entertained without the benefit of electricity. Irish art rockers Iona had to bail on the fest at the last minute, and thus their spot on main stage was handed over to the legendary 77s. Though the thickest cloud of insects ever seen at the fest converged in a seeming attempt to haul frontman Michael Rowe into the woods for an evening snack, the band stayed on task and lived up to their considerable legend. The main stage was closed out by Caedmon's Call, who definitely amped up their folk pop sound. Simultaneous to the main stage program, several other stages offered more specialized fare. The underground stage began its traditional bludgeoning of eardrums with Few Left Standing and continued with The Blamed, Stretch Armstrong, and NIV. The Cornerstone magazine stage offered sets by The Obscured, Unwed Sailor, Esther Drang, Blenderhead, and a midnight set by Fest faves Javelina. While the HM stage got even heavier than the underground stage with sets by Lengsel, Lament, These Five Down, and Deliverance. From 9:30 till well past midnight, the dance tent pulsed and shook with the techno, house, electronica, and rave styles of DJ Lovejoy, Prophetica, DJ Mix, Faith Massive, Lauren Stroman, and Sonic Boom of Love. The Decapolis stage had a full night of indie rock too, including sets by Branson, Nailed Promise, As I Lay Dying, Canterbury Effect, and My Space Coaster. One of the traditions of Cornerstone is to try to fit a blues jam in somewhere. This year, that concept was taken to a whole new level when the gallery stage hosted the Larry Howard Blues Buffet.
I want you to know.
Howard, a blues legend in his own time, has been a fixture of the Cornerstone scene for over a decade. But long before crafting his trademark sound for Christian audiences, he was a rising presence in the secular blues world with his band Grinder Switch. For the buffet, Howard assembled a night full of blues that, for the most part, transcended any similar attempts in the past. The night was closed with an all-star jam as blues fans sat gorged to the teeth on incredible music. Other late-night sets included a delayed set by Michael Knott, who was backed up by members of Tickle Penny Corner and Jesse Sprinkles Band.
Okay, everyone up. Let's go. Let's roll.
Longtime faves The Choir sent people dreaming about circle slides and yellow skies until long past 2 a.m. A few yards away on Encore 2, Living Sacrifice and Stavesacre rocked hard and loud, much to the delight of their fans. 1 day, 69 bands, and we're just getting started. Thursday was an intense day full of hard choices and rare moments. The weather was beautiful and spirits were high. The first of the day's major reunions was the afternoon indoor stage appearance of alternative groundbreakers Poor Old Lou. They did not disappoint. The afternoon stage was also graced by reggae masters Christafari, ska purists The Israelites, and alternative rapcore monsters PAX 217. The new band showcase stage is an open competition for unsigned bands from across the country. Over 400 entries were received and 16 bands were chosen to perform, including the eclectic Singing Mechanic. The acoustic stage featured more unplugged sets, including Tickle Penny Corner, the Urban Hillbilly Quartet, and Brave Saint Saturn, the side project of Five Iron Frenzy's Reese Roper, who was also due to appear on the main stage later in the day. The main stage featured the ska-core fun of Five Iron Frenzy, punk rock stars MXPX, heartland folk rocker Jennifer Knapp, and the masters of ska, the OC Supertones. Five Iron Frenzy are a Cornerstone institution. Their high-energy blend of humor, hardcore punk, and ska is all their own. MXPX is another band that has its roots deep in the Cornerstone mud. Though now a big deal worldwide, the pop-punk trio has been tearing up Bushnell, Illinois since their very beginning in the early 90s.
Got no place to go. Let's go to the punk rock show. Darling, take me by the hand. Gotta see a punk rock friend. Listen TV shows, radio. But I get into the crowd and I wanna hear it boom.
The band had their moves locked in tight, but there's always a little room for some punk rock pain. Gold record artist Jennifer Knapp was an odd mix on the night. Though the Fest had originally tried to book her for a different spot, Thursday was the only night she was available. As a result, she had the unenviable position of playing between MXPX and the OC Supertones. The Kansas native did an admirable job. Knapp left the stage abruptly, not pausing to say goodnight or goodbye or anything. In a recent interview with CornerstoneFestival.com, Knapp explained that at the last minute of her set, a huge June bug flew into her throat and lodged itself there. It took her 20 minutes to cough it up. The OC Supertones closed the main stage Wednesday night with their trademark ska craziness. As usual, the band took time for their own style of worship. The big stories of the day had to do with what has become a new tradition at Cornerstone: reunions. Several bands that had not played together in years got back together for special performances on 2 different stages. The gallery stage hosted what was called Legends Night. The evening got started with Christian rock pioneer Randy Stonehill performing both solo and with members of Daniel Amos and his band, just like on the famous Amos and Randy tour of the late 70s. Stonehill was as on as ever, from the full band numbers to the long-form acoustic romp Shut-de-do.
Hey, shut-de-do, to keep on the devil. Shut-de-do, keep the devil in the night. Shut-de-do, to keep on the devil. Light the candle, everything's alright. Light the candle, everything's alright. My mama used to sing this song.
But the crowd erupted when fellow pioneer Larry Norman was invited on stage for Stonehill's encore. The two have been estranged due to personal and professional disputes since the late 70s. Fans of old-school Jesus rock were amazed and thrilled to hear the two jam on Stonehill's Good News, just like they did on Randy's classic 1976 album, Welcome to Paradise. The crescendo was just the beginning of an amazing night. Up next was the first performance by Sweet Comfort Band in 17 years. Interestingly, one of the band's last shows was at Cornerstone 84, and their 45-minute set proved they haven't lost a beat. Though not as rare, the sets by Daniel Amos and the 77s that followed were special indeed. Then the evening was closed by the Lost Dogs in their first performance since the passing of fellow Barker Gene, Eugene, and Drusco.
I recall the fighting Franklin, a Yankee bullet laid me down, and I watched her in the grave.
Meanwhile, at the Encore 1 tent, M8 Records had assembled some of the best metal bands of the last 15 years for a different kind of reunion night. In the early days of Cornerstone, bands like Daniel Band were on the absolute musical edge. Now, over a decade later, they got back together and cranked through their classics 16, Walk on the Water, Bethel, Rise Up, and others. On hand were Triton, Recon, Bride, the only band of the group that is still as active as it ever was, and Gothic metal masters Sacred Warrior. Also on the bill, a special show by one of the most successful metal bands in Christian music, Guardian. Frontman Jamie Rowe donned a raging mullet wig in an appreciated moment of self-deprecation, and the band tore through many of their faves. The late-night show at Encore 2 featured experimental Gothic and electronica acts Anaphylaxis, a very rare North American appearance by Swedish industrial favorites Sanctum, and a revamped and renewed Audio Paradox. As Friday dawned, many festgoers began to feel the burn. Lack of sleep, lots of junk food, and 24-hour exposure to the elements, as mild as those elements may have been, will have an effect on people. This is when things start getting strange. We love strange. The new band stage featured 4 more up-and-coming unsigned bands. The indoor stage brought the inspired rap of MG the Visionary, the synth pop of Joy Electric, the amazing hip-hop of LA Symphony, and the first Cornerstone appearance by former Stryper frontman Michael Sweet. The intimate environment of Cornerstone provides fans with unprecedented access to their favorite bands. Members of the press gather throughout the day for press conferences. On this day, Squad 5-0 discussed their controversial Bombs Over Broadway album, one that has drawn even more attention since the tragedy of September 11th.
And that song just basically is about like the pride of man and how we as a society and we as mankind think that we're unstoppable. And the whole song just talks about, we basically uses New York as like a symbol of everything that we've created and everything that man has made and that we've made ourselves to be, and the sudden and unexpected demise of it.
One of the most anticipated shows of the year was Friday night's Main Stage. After an attempt at a world record hacky sack circle, Ballydouse opened the evening with their deeply political fusion of punk and Celtic rock. On the complete other end of the spectrum was the over-the-top party rock of Glamster's Squad 5-0. As the sun set, Project 86 took the stage and cranked the energy level even higher. Up next, one of the most anticipated events of the whole festival. POD has been a Cornerstone mainstay for an awful long time. From afternoon shows as a new band to the main stage, this band has a long, storied history with Cornerstone. They are Cornerstone's Golden Boys. Expectations were high, and POD did not disappoint. The band shook the very ground with unbelievable volume levels. Frontman Sonny took to a gangway and got out into the crowd, raging through versions of their hits and giving excited glimpses of songs on their not-then-released Satellite. Pillars of fire and sonic booms accompanied the band's no-holds-barred set. The booming continued as POD's show was followed by a belated Independence Day fireworks display over Lake Wildwood. The late-night stages offered a refreshing lack of conflict musically. Encore 1 featured one of the hottest bands of the last few years, Pedro the Lion, and Encore 2 shredded with Zao. The underground stage introduced people to the glammy and deeply passionate sounds of the rock and roll worship circus. The gallery featured roots rock mainstays, the Vigilantes of Love. Meanwhile, the dance tent was converted into a swinging prom featuring Jason and the G-Men and Denver and the Mile High Orchestra. The final day came with amazing heat, humidity, and music. Folks sought comfort and shade wherever they could find it. But despite the heat, there was one full day of Cornerstone left, and everyone was committed to wringing the last drop from it. Multi-instrumentalist Phil Madeira appeared on the acoustic stage. Soul Junk brought their interesting, if not overly commercial sound to the indoor stage. The Crossing, always a fest favorite, turned the gallery stage into a true Celtic party. Though plenty of great bands played all the various stages throughout the afternoon, most of the day's hype was focused on the main stage. Newcomers Earthsuit did an impressive job bringing their production-heavy alt-reggae rap rock to the live audience.
I want the people to know that he saved my soul, but I still like to listen to the radio. They say rock and rollers won't give you one more chance. I say I feel so good, I'm gonna get up and dance.
Considered the godfather of Christian rock, Larry Norman was up next for his first Cornerstone appearance with a band, or in his case, bands, since 1989. For the first part of his set, he was backed up by The Wayside, and for the second part, it was his brother Charlie's band from Europe that brought a techno sound to his set.
Rock the flock!
Third Day took the stage just after the late summer sunset and rocked through songs from the recently gold-certified Offerings album, as well as favorites from Time and their earlier material. The crowd was huge for Third Day's set, close to the size of POD's crowd, thus putting to rest the idea that the band doesn't fit the Cornerstone mold. They may not be the most alternative band on the block, but they can seriously rock. From their rip and rock tunes to their heartfelt worship, Third Day connected. When Third Day, a closer in their own right, wrapped up their set, the stage was set for the most talked about reunion show of the year. Glam metal superstars Stryper performed their first full-length, full-band concert in North America since 1991.
Please welcome Scrapbook!
From Soldiers Under Command through To Hell with the Devil, Stryper lived up to the hype. Though it may have felt like it, the day wasn't over. The Violet Burning and J.J. Placencio played the Cornerstone magazine stage, and Over the Rhine took over the gallery with their sublime style. Another much-anticipated show, The Live Legend by Savior Machine, brought the band's highly theatric show back to Cornerstone. Pulling from their new material and their older albums, Eric Clayton and his epic metal performance art band sent their audience home with something to think about. Starflyer 59 and Kush, meanwhile, closed out Encore 1, and many folks were on their way home. Even the considerable amount of footage here doesn't capture the totality of the Cornerstone experience. The only way to even come close is to be there, in the flesh. Year after year, the experience builds and improves. The audience grows, the facilities improve, the roster bulges. But one thing always remains: the heart. Cornerstone is what happens when over 25,000 children of God gather to celebrate creativity, joy, faith, and fellowship. As impressive as the numbers may be, 300 bands, 25,000 fans, dozens of pastors, speakers, artists, and teachers add up to more than the sum of their parts. Hopefully, at its best, Cornerstone is a glimpse into an eternity that awaits us all, an eternity celebrating at the feet of our Lord and God. If you would like more information on Cornerstone Festival, make sure to visit cornerstonefestival.com. With new features, reviews, interviews, and interaction with the Cornerstone family, we are endeavoring to make the website a year-round connection point. Cornerstone 2002, set for July 2nd through the 6th, and tickets are available now. From the Creation Station and outrageous programs for the little ones, to the acoustic stage for the Headbang Challenge, to everyone in between, Cornerstone is an immersive experience that no one can completely absorb. But it can sure be fun trying.
Please, keep your focus here. This isn't about bands and it's not about music, it's about Jesus Christ.
We're all five guys tonight. You see, we're all sinners saved by the grace of God. And that's what matters most to us. And that's what sets us free. And that's what gives us hope and joy and deliverance from this world.
That's what Striper's always been about. We've never been about ourselves or about our musicianship or our songs. We've always wanted to go out there and tell the world about Christ and Christ only.
I want to say that we love you guys very, very much. And we appreciate everything that you do for us. This song is a celebration of the saints, us that have life tonight. Let's sing out loud. Let's scream out loud.
Hey, John Thompson, CornerstoneFestival.com. We're here, we're at Cornerstone. All the madness, volleyball, food, all these people, and it hasn't even started yet.
Gonna see some tooth and nail bands.
I'm gonna make a lot of noise! You guys gonna move around! Well then, come on, y'all!
Brian Healy from Dead Artist Syndrome. How you doing, Brian?
Fine, alive, well, thank you, great. Nice to be here. Who are you?
I'm John Thompson.
John Thompson.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Where are we?
We're
Cornerstone Festival website. We're here. Where are you?
I was wet. My shoes are muddy. I'm tired. Our tent's got a leak in it and it fell. So,
What are you going to do about that?
now we're gonna fix it back. Hope for the best.
I am a fairy, and I thought it would be a great place to wear them at Cornerstone. Good time.
This is my muffler. Its name is Fluff.
Right now we're just signing a petition here to stop the exploitation of workers in Tunisia.
Yeah, Cornerstone rocks. Peace out, my peeps. See ya. Cornerstone's the place to be. Woo!
It's not too late. Should they come? Should everybody that's on the website watching this just drop what they're doing and get here? Just say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Peace.
This is my first time at Cornerstone.
Oh, this is my second year. 3 times. Been to Cornerstone 4 times.
This is my 5th.
Been here 6 years.
Been here for 8 years now.
Hey, we came all the way from South Africa, and this is our first time at Cornerstone.
This is the time. We are so enjoying ourselves.
In this world, there's so many troubles. In this world, there's so much pain.
Yeah. What's up, people?
I've only been here one time, but I only have one question. It's can you that what? Oh.
Could I skill mark me with action till I'm clean again? 'Cause I'm so sick and tired. Man, sick and tired. I know I can love you. I know that I can. Yeah. Oh, and I feel something sweeter than this sand. Have I made you? Oh, how we come back. My God is gonna save me.
Don Chaffer from Waterdeep. You guys blew out the speakers tonight, huh?
Well, or something. We were just playing, and I guess the power went down in I think the surrounding town or something. So like the whole festival grounds went out, and so we tried our best to like sort of lead worship for a little bit, but it's an awful big crowd and not any PAs.
Crowd almost took care of it themselves, though. They just kept going.
They sure did, and we had a couple of the guys from Caedmon's joined Brandon, and they played some drum stuff for a little while, and it was cool. So I think power's up again here, and they'll be getting things started in a few moments.
77! Stairs in the old wind. All the chicks keep screaming for more. Hey tiger, listen to me roar. Rock star.
about Jesus. It's true theology. It's not just music about God. It's not Spirit in the Sky. It's not Let It Be. It's about Jesus Christ, Son of God.
Please keep your focus here. This isn't about bands and it's not about music. It's about Jesus Christ.
PAX 217. What's up, bro?
Hey, I'm here to see Five Iron Frenzy. Five Iron Frenzy.
Five Iron Frenzy. Me too.
Hi, I'm Maurice from Five Iron Frenzy. And I'm supposed to say hi to you because you're in the internet. You're like on your computer at home. And, you know, you're surfing around and stuff. And you might be a little bit lonely out there. And maybe you need a girlfriend or boyfriend. And I don't know where I'm going with this. But I hope you're having fun.
Yearning for grace and hoping for peace. There's God in grace. Healing hands from God has mercy on our run. Cutting the storm once again. Jesus Christ, light of the world, burning bright within our hearts forever.
I'm here to see Jennifer Knapp. Jennifer Knapp.
MXPX.
And how loud can you get Cornerstone to be the next big day? It's the next big day. It's the next big day. It's the next. Come on, it's the next big day. It's the next big day. It's the next big day. So you better be the same day.
What's up, everybody? We just got done playing Cornerstone 2001. We had a great time. It's always rad every year, so you guys got to come out every year to support it.
I'm Matt from the Orange County Supertones, and this is our 6th year in a row playing Cornerstone, which kind of makes us like elder statesmen now. It's Tony. Tony, what do you think about your 6th time playing Cornerstone?
Oh, I love it.
Are you guys gonna rock harder when all Cornerstones to come before you? All right, let's see it. War plagues this soul for generations. All of these Christians abandon their stations. Our world around us probably cease to reach. And over your shoulders, we are getting to teach. But it's living up, pitch back, the truth will prevail. Dark colors colors, to prevail. No silver hope is ever the best. Upon an adversary's body, compared to the best. Now, how will you stand if you can't understand? Listen to this.
Man versus machine, man versus the world, mankind versus me. The struggles go on, the wisdom I lack, the burdens keep piling up on my back. So hard to breathe, to take the next breath. The mountain is high, and wait in the depths, yearning for grace and hoping for peace. Dear God in grace, healing hands from God have mercy on our run. Cutting the storm once again. Jesus Christ, light of the world, burning bright.
We are the greatest campsite because we have 11 pounds of cheese, and today we have served at least, what would you say, 100 grilled cheese sandwiches to our people we don't even know, because we believe that the Bible tells us we should do that.
And you have to save the legless plastic flamingos.
Cornerstone, how you doing today? Yo, I came here to rock the high out and keep your hands like this and bob your head and everybody do what you like, yo. It's like 1, 2, 3. Big with the energy. Come on, y'all. We got the LA Symphony.
Hi, this is Bill Mountain with Vigilantes of Love, and we hope everybody's having a happy, safe, nurturing, and lovely Cornerstone. Take care of each other. Vigilantes of Love have a new record out on August 14th, and yes, that is crass self-promotion. See ya.
We're all five guys tonight. You see before you're all sinners saved by the grace of God. And that's what matters most to us.
What's up, everybody in websiteville, onlineville. It's POD. We just got done playing, signing some stuff for the kids. Hey, maybe next time you guys can make it out to Cornerstone. It was cool. It was fun. It's always fun. See ya. God bless. Bye.
Thanks, man.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. I want the people to know that he saved my soul, but I still like to listen to the radio. They say rock and roll is wrong, we'll give you one more chance. I say I feel so good, I'm gonna get up and dance. I know what's right, I know what's
Cornerstone is awesome. Woo!
I don't confuse it.
Well, I came here mainly to see Larry Norman.
Why should the devil have all the good music?
We got this dollar bill signed by Project 86. It drew us a smiley face. Word.
I really enjoy the acoustic sets. Keep it coming back, keep it pure, keep it simple. Cornerstone rocks.
They cut my hair, they're driving me insane. I grew it out long to make room for my brain. Sometimes people don't understand. They say, what's a good boy doing in a rock and roll?
I mean, I haven't really played Cornerstone for maybe, 15 years or something, This year I didn't go to Europe, didn't play any festivals there, and I just stayed here the whole week. I love this, the way it's set out now. This is, wow. This Natural Amphitheater, awesome. Awesome.
Wanna kick out the glow, I wanna kick out the glow, I wanna kick out the glow, wanna kick out the glow, I wanna worship with my soul, Jack!
Birthplace, I love is a person, he's a sick, he's a poor. Turns up the volume on the my word is a trip, like a migraine.
I'm a psycho. This will just in the house, so clean up what the deal is. You're gonna make it up, you're gonna write, you gotta get ready to hear this. I want to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Everybody wants time, yeah.
The time tonight, Lord, as we prepare to step on a stage and step out in front of all these people, Lord God. I ask that one thing would happen, and one thing only, that you would be glorified, and that's all, Lord God.
All right, let's go! Please welcome Striper! sun. Man versus machine, man versus the world, mankind versus me. The struggles go on, the wisdom I lack, the burdens keep piling up on my back. So hard to breathe, to take the next breath. The mountain is high, I wait in the depths, yearning for grace and hoping for peace. There's God in grace, healing hands. Come, God have mercy on our run, cutting the door once again. Jesus Christ, light of the world, burning bright within our hearts forever. Bring His kingdom, meets us without condition. With them, hearts begin exalted. My heart, let it be forever yours. Only You can make every new day seem so new. Hey, you guys. Okay, MXPX is coming up next. They're rad guys. They're our friends. You gotta be cool to them. Jennifer Knapp, the Supertones. I don't want you guys. I know this is probably gonna be like the most people until Striper gets here, but please keep your focus here. This isn't about bands and it's not about music. It's about Jesus Christ.
Tears as they roll down, the same old place in bed for me. Watch my tears.
I come with lines, you talk in circles. I own the blues, you rent the color purple. I scream for ice cream, you whisper for wine. You love your life, baby, I do my time. I got time, you got none. You know it all and I never saw I fall short. You stand tall, you conceal and I show it. I like playgrounds, you love games. I nail things down, you real plain. And you love girly, I love lady. You throw the dishes, baby, I just clean my plate. I got time, you got none. You know it all and I know some. I fall short, you stand tall, you conceal and I show it all. I'm in a family, you dig a spade. I punch my back like to wash your face. You work for money and I play for fun. Babe, you're so inviting, but I still can't.
Writers join in unison, grand conclusion. The stroke of magic hand, make your dreams come true. Help me with
The time tonight, Lord, as we prepare to step on a stage and step out in front of all these people, Lord God. I ask that one thing would happen, and one thing only, that you would be glorified, and that's all, Lord God.
All right, let's go! Please welcome Scrapbook!
music is about Jesus. It's true theology. It's not just music about God. It's not Spirit in the Sky. It's not Let It Be. It's not My Sweet Lord. It's about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Specifically, that would be Christian music. Just get Christian music back to Christianity and get their head out of the pop scene and stop trying to follow the world and pick up the breadcrumbs of Satan. Which band is cute and which band is currently doing things that fit in with the secular music scene and that are likely to pander to the widest number of consumers. Christian music can be music that's about God's things too, like truth. God owns truth, God owns love, God owns peace. So if you're singing about the things of God and you are a Christian, then you can sing a song like the 6 o'clock news, and that's also a Christian message. The 6 o'clock news is about the media. The media doesn't care, it doesn't have a heart. It'll report some terrible thing that's happened to somebody, and then the person will smile and turn to their news buddy and say, and on the local news, the news has to take a stand and have morality and not say, oh no, we're impartial, we're the news. No, they're not. None of us are supposed to be impartial to the truth. So I think censorship is fine. I think it's part of our life. We need to censor what goes in our head. We need to be aware of what our children are being exposed to. We need to help censor that. I don't think censorship is bad. I think censorship is right. And I suppose there's other opinions about that. But
from my personal perspective, I know people say this all the time, but I don't really consider there to be a difference between Christian or secular music. There's bands out there that are Buddhist and stuff, but we don't call them Buddhist bands and things like that, you know. I think, you know, where Christianity lies is within within yourself. And regardless of what I did, whether I would be making this music or let's say I was a math teacher, I don't think if I was a math teacher, I wouldn't call myself a Christian math teacher because I'm not really teaching Christian math. I'm a Christian and I'm a math teacher, but you know where my faith lies and where my ministry lies and where it starts and ends is with my life. So to me, it doesn't, Christian music isn't, you don't stand up and just because you say Jesus 40 times in a song, that doesn't make you a Christian band. You're a Christian because God has touched your life and changed your life, and you're a child. You're His child now. Your life is not your own. I think your life is really the ministry, and just meeting kids and one-on-one, and just being real with kids, and not, we've always taken the stand that we're not rock stars. We're pretty approachable. Anybody can come up and talk to us. I grew up in Georgia. It's not like from some big city or anything. So I'm not a regular guy. So.
If you're a Christian, you're in a band, you should try to be don't settle for less. Be the best you can be. You should do it for God's glory, and
that whole album, and especially that song and a couple of the other songs on the album were written around like the whole 2000, changing of the millennium or whatever. Y2K deal. So I figured there's so much talk about it on TV and the radio and whatnot that I'd write a couple songs about it, and that song just basically is about the pride of man and how we as a society and we as mankind think that we're unstoppable. And the whole song just talks about, we basically uses New York as like a symbol of everything that we've created and everything that man has made and that we've made ourselves to be, and the sudden and unexpected demise of it. And that's pretty much what it's about, and it's just about how it's pretty much like how the Bible says, man's wisdom is foolishness to God, and we think we're so wise and we think we're unstoppable, and in the end, we all die, and that's pretty much what the song's about.
Right. I think with Striper, it seemed like we were either loved or hated. We had a lot of wonderful Christian people behind us, wonderful people like all of you. Otherwise, Striper couldn't have, succeeded like we did. But there were a lot of, people who didn't like what we were doing. And I think the atmosphere is completely different now. I don't know why it was looked at as being such a shocking thing back then. I think if Striper put out another record now, it would be completely looked at as something different than what it was 15 years ago. But yeah, it got pretty tough. There were a lot of people in the name of Christ who hated us, but there was a lot of people, who were wonderful people who stood behind us and prayed for us and supported us. You know, I have to say I appreciate that, and I'm really so glad and so honored that people are supporting us like you are. But let's not forget that, you know, it's Jesus that really makes what Striper is. I mean, if it wasn't for him, you know, we wouldn't have what we're doing. I mean, it's all about Jesus, you know, and that's really what it boils down to. And you know, if he's glorified in all of this, then that's really what needs to happen, you know. People that know about Jesus, and it's nothing we do, man. We're just vessels. You know, it's all what he's doing and what he's doing with the music.
I dig a lot of the. You guys won't like this at all, but I dig a lot of the boy bands as well.
In Sync.
Yeah, because I shouldn't say a lot of them. I should say one of them. I'm not into NSYNC. Now I'm into Backstreet Boys. We're really not sure. We're not certain at this time. As far as I know, as far as confirmations, this is the final show for now. But we don't really know what's going to happen down the road. You know, a lot of people seem to be calling, wanting to do some shows, and we're just, you know, we want to make sure that each and every time that we get together, the four of us, that it's right, you know, that it feels right, and that we're supposed to do it.
Hey, this is John J. Thompson. I have been at every Cornerstone since '84, and I've been covering it ever since the late '80s. But there was one perspective I had not had.
I'm not afraid of dying.
And that was the aerial view, the bird's eye view, as it were. So this year, I went over to a local airline, I guess you'd call it, and we flew high over Cornerstone Farm and got these great pictures for you. What many people don't know is that I like to consider myself a budding independent filmmaker. So I tried to capture not only the actual aerial footage, but the whole process of going up to the plane, getting in, a little interview with the pilot, which was a little less than comforting.
So how many times have you crashed?
Twice.
Twice. You've actually crashed twice. Come close. So are you going to kill us today? No. Okay, great. It's a pretty nice day to die, right?
And I got into a 20-some-year-old plane and flew through the grass and the cornfields until eventually the farm emerged. It was pretty cool seeing all the new areas that have been cleared for camping and parking and stuff, but I pretty much had to just hold the camera over my head and hope I didn't drop it out the window. At one point I handed it up to Bill and he shot some stuff, so just check it out. This is Cornerstone from an eagle eye view.
We're way up in the sky so that we can show you people how cool this thing is. I'm going to stop yelling because I think you probably can see way too many of my fillings from this angle, but it's a small plane, but it's the coolest thing ever.
The plane landed fine. We all lived for the most part. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, and we hope you enjoyed this silly little flyby with JJT. I'm John Thompson, and watch the rest of the DVD. That's the part that you came for.